And we are back. Welcome to part 2 of game week 34 in the Premier League. And I have to start this video with another massive thank you to all of you guys, as over the weekend we were able to hit 500 subscribers on the channel. None of this is possible without your guys' support. So as always, thank you so much for all of your support to hit another massive milestone for the channel. And if you are not subscribed, a brief reminder that we are going to keep the predictions coming over the summer break. We're going to have things like the Nations League semi-finals and finals, the Euro 2024 qualifying, as well as the under-21s and the Women's World Cup tournaments through the summer. So make sure you are subscribed if you're not already, because we are going to keep predictions coming all throughout the summer break. And as always, drop a like on this video if you do enjoy all of these predictions series. There are just 3 games for you in today's video. They are the remaining games of game week 34. 2 games for tonight, as well as tomorrow's massive game between Brighton and Manchester United. Now let's get straight into all of the action for these midweek games. And we start off with the 2 games tonight, and we start with Liverpool up against Fulham. Liverpool, of course, trying to maintain the pressure on Manchester United in the race for the top 4, a race which I'm hoping is going to be over come the end of Thursday night. But I have to look at the fixtures and say that I really do think Liverpool have a very good chance of winning every single game for the rest of the season. I said it in the video at the weekend. It didn't go quite how I planned it, with Liverpool going 3-0 up, then it being pulled back to 3-3. Then that late winner from Diogo Jota, who in my opinion absolutely should not have still been on the pitch. A little bit gutted that I, of course, went for 4-2 and it ended 4-3. So swings and roundabouts as to how well that prediction went for me. But I'm backing Liverpool to get yet another win tonight, especially under the lights at Anfield. They tend to do very well in those conditions. I'm going to go for a 3-1 win. I still can't see Liverpool being capable of keeping clean sheets at the moment, especially against a Fulham side that seems to have regained their form even without their star striker. So could be an interesting one, could be a very difficult one for Liverpool if Fulham do play at their absolute best. But I have to look at how well Liverpool are attacking at the moment and how well they're performing with all of their forwards fit once again. And with Trent in this new sort of like half midfield, half right back role with his 6 assists last month. So I'm going to go for 3-1 to Liverpool, and let's move on to the other game this evening, which is Manchester City up against West Ham United. West Ham not safe yet by any stretch of the imagination. They're still on 34 points with the race for relegation currently sitting at around 30 points. So West Ham aren't safe yet. They have some very tough fixtures coming up. They have both Manchester clubs to play this week. And like I say, they start tonight away at Manchester City, who of course need to keep winning to maintain their lead at the top of the Premier League table. A win tonight will see them go back to the top after Arsenal's win over Chelsea last night. And I don't think it will surprise any of you when I say that I do expect Manchester City to get that win tonight. I'm going to go for a 3-0 win to City. They're just playing such good football at the moment. It doesn't matter who plays for them. I mean, Julian Alvarez came in for Kevin De Bruyne at the weekend and was man of the match. And that just sort of tells you everything about Manchester City at the moment. Pep's just got it right. They've got their momentum at the right time. He's picking the right players in the right moments. And they're just, I can't even think of the right word to describe it, but they're just pumping out results left, right and centre. And I think despite West Ham's recovery of form in the last few weeks, I don't see them causing too many problems for Manchester City today. And their record at home speaks for itself. So I'm going to go for a 3-0 win to Manchester City. Then finally we have the big game tomorrow night. Brighton and Hove Albion hosting Manchester United. A repeat of the FA Cup semi-final from a couple of weekends ago. And it's tough. It's really, really tough to call this one. I think as a Manchester United fan, my priority in this game is just to not lose. I think if we get a point, we're basically there in terms of Champions League football. Mathematically right now, Brighton are actually our biggest competition with all the games in hand that they have. So if they win all of those games in hand, obviously including this game tonight, then they will be right on our tail come the end of the season. So I think if we can see them off either by getting a draw or even better by beating them tonight, I think the race for the top 4 is over. It doesn't matter how well the likes of Liverpool and that do if we win tonight. However, I don't know. I think this is really, really, really tough to call. And like I said, given the fact it was 0-0 in the FA Cup semi-final, I was very, very, very tempted to go for a repeat scoreline and go for 0-0, considering how well both teams are defending at the moment. I just feel like that's firstly very boring to just go for the same prediction that it was 2 weeks ago. And also I hate going for 0-0 draws just because the moment either team scores, the prediction's then already over. So what I'm going to do instead is be a little bit naughty, sort of almost half cheat, and just say, I think it's going to be a low-scoring draw, and just go for 1-1 instead of 0-0. Obviously, I think both sides are more than capable of winning this game. Brighton off the back of a 6-0 win, without the likes of Mitoma, McAllister, Caicedo, etc. playing for them. But Manchester United off the back of a fantastic clean sheet for themselves at the weekend in a very tough game against Aston Villa. So we'll see what happens. It's a massive, massive game tomorrow night. And like I say, I just hope that Manchester United get the result that they need to end their Premier League season on a high going into that FA Cup final against Manchester City. And yeah, that is going to be it for today's video. As always, let me know down in the comments your thoughts on my predictions, your thoughts on all the action that happened over the weekend. We didn't really touch on it, but there were some crazy games, 2 4-3s we had at the weekend. So let me know your thoughts on all of that. And once again, thank you very much for 500 subscribers. I'll be back tomorrow evening with my reaction to that Brighton-Manchester United game. And of course, predictions will continue on Friday with Game Week 35. I'll see you then.